We are still on our series on solving quadratic equation. In our previous video, we have learned how to solve quadratic equation using the factorization method. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at the next method, which is by the method of what? Completing the square method. Alright, so we'll be looking at how to solve quadratic equations using completing the square method. Okay, hope you follow our steps. Okay, we'll be solving together and then we'll be using our steps. We have 5x Alright, so we want to solve this quadratic equation using the completing the square method. Now the first thing we have to do is to ensure that our constant, okay, that's the first step, our constant is separate, is on its own. Okay, we are making our constant in this case to be the subject of the formula. So we'll be taking our constant over the equal sign, over the equal to sign, so that it will be standing alone. Okay, in doing that we'll be having 5x squared minus 7x. Now when minus goes over the equal to sign, it becomes plus 3. Okay, this is our first step. Now having done this, the next thing we'll be doing is to ensure that the coefficient of our x squared, okay, our x squared is 1. We're going to be bringing the coefficient of our x squared to be 1. So how do we do that? We divide all through by 5, which is the coefficient. Okay, we divide all through so that 5 cancel 5, we are left with x squared. Now our coefficient is 1. Okay, dividing minus 7x over 5 is equal to 3 over 5. Right, now in completing the square method, we try to make squares. Okay, that's why it is called completing the square method. So the next thing we'll do is we want to make this a perfect square. Alright, how do we make it a perfect square? Then we'll begin to consider the middle term again. Alright, so considering the middle term, 7 minus 7 over 5. Okay, minus 7 over 5. In getting a perfect square, we multiply the middle term by half. Alright, our middle term is minus 7 over 5. Right, so we multiply it by half, that's 1 over 2. So multiplying this, we have minus 7 over 10. Alright, so if we've gotten minus 7 over 10, then we'll square it up. The first thing we just did is we get minus 7 over 5, right, the middle term, in this case, our coefficient of our x. And then we multiply by half and then we squared it. So if we have done this, then we have a square, right? So we'll be having x squared minus 7 over 5x. We'll be adding this to both sides. So we'll be having plus minus 7 over 5 squared. So adding this to both sides to make it a balanced equation. But whatever we do here, we must do to the other side. So we adding to both sides, we have just the coefficient, okay, without the x, just the coefficient. Now we have done this, sorry, over here. Now if we have done this, then we can be able to have, now what we have here is a perfect square. So we can just we can further factorize. Since we have a perfect square. Alright, we can further factorize. So we can be taking our x and then our sign is minus 7 over 10 squared, such that when we expand this, we'll be coming back to this. Okay, that's why it's called a perfect square. If we're able to expand this, now I'm going to just briefly show us what I mean by this. Now x minus 7 over 10 squared, right? Square means 2 of it, right? X minus 7 over 10 multiplied by each other, right? So expanding, we'll be having x squared minus 7 over 10x. This we have minus 7 over 10x, and then lastly we have plus 7 over 10. Alright, so this middle term are common. We'll be having x squared, we'll be having minus 14 over 10x, and then we'll be having plus 7 over 10. Now, dividing, we'll be having x squared minus 7 over 5 x plus 7 over 10. Alright, leading us back to this place. Alright, leading us back to this place. So that's why it is called a perfect square. Okay, now let's continue from where we are. Remember, we are adding this square to both sides, so we still have to work on the next place. We'll be having, by expansion, 3 over 5. Now 7 square is 49, and then 10 square is 100. Alright, so we have worked on this. Let's continue. We want to work on this formally. We'll be having x minus 7 over 10 to be equal to, our LCM is 100. Alright, the LCM, our lowest common multiple, is 100. 100 to our denominator, we have 20. 20 times 3, we have 60. Alright, now 100 to 100, we have 1 times 49, so we have plus 49. Again, we have 109 over 100. Good. So at this point, what do? We try to take square root, okay? Since this is a square, we try to take square root. So we take square root of both sides. We'll be taking the square root of both sides, okay? And then we'll be taking the square root of both sides. So the square root and the square go together. We are left with x plus, minus 7 over 10 to be equal to, now the square root here is square root of 109 over the square root of 100. Okay, now we'll still continue. So by taking square root, we'll be having the square root of 109 to be 10.44. Yes, or we can use one decimal place, 10.4, okay, over the square root of 100 is 10. Alright, so we have been able to get our square root. We are still leaving it in fractional form, okay? We have been able to get our square root. So what we do is we introduce our plus or minus, okay? Because our quadratic equation must have two possible results, okay? Two possible answers. We bring in our plus or minus. Actually, we can even bring it from introducing our square root, okay? We can bring it from introducing our square root, or we can bring it just at this point, our plus or minus. We are seeing two possible answers. Alright, now moving this, in this case, we want to find our x. So we are going to be moving our constant now. Let our x stand alone, making x subject of the formula. So we'll be having x to be equal to, if this move over the equal to, it becomes positive, right? So we have 7 over 10 plus 10.4 over 10, or because that's why it is called plus or minus, okay? So we have 7 over 10 for the first one, plus, or 7 over 10. The next one is our minus 10.4 over 10, right? So having this, we'll be adding, since the denominators are similar, we just add. So we are having 17.4 over 10. That is the value of our x. Or to be having for our minus, we have minus 3.4 over 10. Okay, so in arranging, many times I like to arrange in ascending order, okay? So let's arrange quickly. Since this is our smaller number, we have minus 3.4 over 10, or 17.4 over 10. Good. So we have been able to get our answers. It's a pretty long step, but it's all you can get used to by mastery. So with this, we have come to the end of solving quadratic equation using completing the square method. Don't forget to like our videos, subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and share this video with as many as you can. We'll see you in our next class. Thank you.